Are you ready?
My name is Vanda.
Oh, it's such a great conversation for you. Everyone talks about soulmates, soul love, soul circles, soul sisters, just this soul expression of the right people, the right one, all of those things. So I want to give you this example, and I want to just share this just to raise your awareness to what this is all about. Do we have a soulmate? Do we have soul circles? Do we come to, the answer is we have that because we are expressing the soul connection with just in those moments of being with that person, right? So I was like, what a great example that we have all experienced. And if you haven't, try it out. Have you noticed the times that you go like this? You need to come and sit at my chair. You need to come and sit right here, right? And you just have this feeling that you're struggling with it. You're forcing it to happen. You're like working hard. You using your affirmation. You're using mind power. Sit in this chair. Come into my life. Bring me this goodness. Commanding your way through life, right? So, the way our soul and our soul expressions and our soulmates work is from a point of attraction. It's in those soul moments that you're connected, feeling good, your stream of light is flowing, your rainbows are expansive, there's this effervescent magnetism to who you being, you laughing, or you just being naturally gorgeous and beautiful, or handsome and strong and just personally in tune with yourself. And all of a sudden somebody is sitting in your life or shows up in your life or sitting in your chair. How did that happen? Could he be, or could she be, or could they be my soulmate, my soul circle, my soul sister, my soul group? And if it's those moments that you were just in that natural flow and you are feeling good and you didn't really think about it, the answer is yes. It is. Could it be? And the answer is yes. Why? Because that is the law. That is the law of attraction. That is the law of the universe. How you correspond to those aspects of you, you connecting to your heaven, being grounded to your earth, you being steadfast and pulsating. How natural your desire is to just be with that funny person or with that person that makes you be you. That's a soulmate. Now, is there the one? Well, every pot has its lid, right? And every unique blueprint has an alchemy, but that destiny is created by you, your heartbeat, your flow, your soul moments. Your soul knows who you are. And just like your soul knows who you are, so does the other person's soul know who they are. And that is a soul group that we all have right above us or around us, coordinating this place where you are being you. We had a conversation earlier on in one of our podcasts, and we were talking about the space between who we are with soul groups and who we are with soul mates and who we are with these challenging situations in our relationship. Well, if it is a soulmate and if it is a person that is got a soulful spiritual contract with you, well, you can bet anything and everything that you're going to have to roll up your sleeves, okay? And you're going to have to go do some inner work because this person might be there and challenging you with a contrast of something that requires an evolution of you to grow. Now, isn't that amazing that we love the happy, flowing, going people in our lives, but the ones that are bringing contrast, okay, might be guardians of little angels sent by our divine selves. Do we know that to be true? We don't know. But we should take note, because every relationship has a counterpart and a very, very powerful intuitive gift to either support us in evolving who we are, or recognizing that this attraction came from a lower energy and a lower need that is no longer satisfying. We all go through a relationship that it had its season, it had its time, it served its purpose, no ill found, okay? But it's time to go. And yet there are some people that are so entangled in some of these relationships that they are not able to release the lower needs and desires to serve their higher self and higher good, and understand that those are not soulful relationships. And if they are, there is no relationship here that brings you a karmic expression that you have to suffer. How you perceive that relationship and how you recognize that relationship comes from your ability to recognize who you are and how soulfully you are connected. So let's talk about the soulful connection and how you get connected. What's the difference between being connected to yourself and you're connected to your soul? The soul is the expression of who you are. It's the soul that chooses you in this lifetime, right? So your soul chooses you to be exactly who you are. Be it a girl, be it a boy, be it a woman, be it a man. You get to partake in who you choose as your family unit. You get to partake in all those things. And this happens before you come through those channels and being born as a beautiful human being, right? But we are spiritual beings, and we have to remember that we are co-creators. We have to remember that we have a soul group that is non-physically present, but we need to know that we, as we connect with our souls, we are the treasures. We are those lights that our souls get to reflect. So the more in tune you are to being your true self, and boy, is that hard, you know? And sometimes it is harder for others than not. I know that personally for myself. I have to roll up my sleeves quite a bit, because there are needs, there are desires, there are things that you get called to, and there is purpose. And then those people that come into your circle become a soul group expression if you are evolving, if you are growing, if you are bringing a favorable interaction. Groups that come together from a place of destruction are coming together from a place of destruction because law of attraction is connecting you. Now, is it a soul group? I don't know if that you would call that a soul group, but it's soulfully creating a contrast of what you want. And maybe that's exactly what you want for a moment or two. But then your higher self kicks in at every window of opportunity that you can get yourself. Your soul will give you a whisper. It will give you an insight. It will open up a window. It will remind you of your own benevolence, of your own soul purpose, of your purpose of, not always being with your sleeves rolled up, okay? But knowing that life is a life of expression of joy, and that everybody brings their piece to the table. But those people are bringing those pieces to the table when you are expressing your soulful moments. If you're connecting with somebody through a space of anger, or through a space of irritation, or an altercation, or a judgment, or a fear, or a skepticism, or whatever, it takes laughter, or it takes the contrast to really bust it up. And you might be really, really good friends after that, or you might come into a soulful recognition of who you really are. But it's got brought together for that to maybe happen. But then you can't stay in a relationship that is altercated, full of fear and violence and abuse and all of these things that people are speaking about, like narcissism. Where from? Those are choices. Those are personal choices. If those people are sitting in your chair, if those people are showing up in your life, where did you come in and call them in? But where are you vibrating that you are still attracting that? That is where you want to come in. Your most important soulful connection and soul contract with you is take that moment, sit in your own chair and take a moment and see where you are with you, your higher self. Where are you with your soul expression of who you are? How are you connected? What are you seeing? And most important, what are you communicating? How are you vibrating that to you, to the world, to those around you? I see so many people so lonely and desperate in relationships that are so judgmental and skeptic and deteriorating because there's no good things that are being communicated. Everything is a judgment. Everything is a criticism. It's never good enough. It's never, whatever the thing is, that is not expressing you as a soulful being connected to your higher self. Your higher self and your soul has no judgment on others. There is only love. So if you sit down for a moment with you and you absolutely feel that connection from you, your soul, and your divine self, and you feel that moment of like being kissed by an angel, by your soul, by the whispers of what is, there are truly no words. Those are great relationships. How many relationships do you have? You don't really need to speak. You don't really need to do anything. You just need to be you. And those relationships are great. And those are the relationships we thrive in when you pick it up just where you've left it. You have no judgment of that person. You're in that soulful expression because you just want the best for them because you love them. It doesn't really make a difference if they got this, got that, didn't get this, didn't buy that, didn't do that, didn't come to your party, came to your party too late. Who cares? Because there are so many circumstantial events right now. And there are so many things that are deteriorating and separating everyone from being in the benevolence and the goodness of each and every relationship, that we forget to be kind, we forget to be soulful. There are so many people looking for a soulmate right now. And so many people that are in relationships thinking this is a soulmate relationship. You have both. Where are you? If you are in that soulful relationship and in the relationship you know this is your soulmate, well, breathe it in, expand it, feel the bliss, and know that if it is a soulful relationship and it is that relationship and that person is not bringing a little bit of contrast, then maybe you're not growing. Everyone is bringing in something, but it is up to you to have soulful eyes and a soulful connection to know who invited them to sit at your chair. Make sense? And yeah, the minute you get that, okay, the minute you understand that you are the invitee, you're the one that's inviting all the time, even if they just show up and sit on your chair with uninvited, you better recognize that you yourself are expressing and vibrating, and by unknown invitations, you might have shared out an invitation that brought a grumpy person into one of your relationships. So if you did, get out your broom, get out the wiper, get into a salt bath, bring out your infusers, bring out a pen and paper, get into a meditation, go for a walk, get kissed by the sun, speak to the universe, connect to your higher self and to your soul, and clean up your vibration. And watch what happens from there. It is all purposeful. Do we have soulmates? We are here to create things together for more reasons than one. Does everybody have their one? You make them the one when you start creating and building your dreams together. Do groups gravitate to each other? Yes, they become soulful groups when they come and become more together than what they were by themselves. So those are soul groups. When people come in, wow, talk about a soul group. I've just had the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blue herring fly over. That's a moment of grace. I feel so blessed. Anyway, that's a soulful expression. That's the universe being in this series right now, going and touching you with unbeknown signs from the universe. You just know when you're in the right relationship. You feel good. You want more of it. You feel happy. You're able to be a little bit of yourself and you want more to be you. And you love the attention, but you also love the freedom. So just be open to being connected to your soulful moments, because those soulful moments is what amplifies and stretches out and expands you to be in the spaces that the universal law of attraction brings those people, brings those moments, brings those diamonds and that sparkling effect that makes the sparklers in your life be so soulful and meaningful that you have to celebrate them because they are bound in your book of life. It is that fabulous to know where you are coming from. And it is absolutely important to know when you don't come from those moments. You know it. You're in your head, you're stuck in your head, and you're not able to open up that gauge. You feel limited, you feel trapped, or you feel something is missing. What's missing is you. What's missing is your soul connection. What's missing is that light of light. What's missing is your rainbow. What's missing is you wanting to be you. So grab those moments, grab that chair. And before you go check on anybody else who's at the chair, see if you are sitting in a soulful position that connects you to your higher self and to those moments that bring you this attunement and this love and this possibility to be the soulful expression of the radiant divine creator, to manifest all of those wonderful things and people in your life.